Hello everyone. Today we're going to be taking on the US election in 270 as former British Prime Minister Winston Churchill. A controversial figure, Churchill is known both for his racist views and involvement in events such as the Bengal famine, but also for his wartime leadership, and it was during this period that Churchill gave his most famous addresses, including his "We will fight on the beaches" speech. Today our challenge is to fight in a metaphorical sense the election on the beaches, only taking states that border the Atlantic, the Pacific, or the Great Lakes. Alright, so we're up against Stacey Abrams with a Ruth Bader Ginsburg vice president. Gives her some nice national group bonuses, particularly in women's movement and labour in the environment. But the primary direction that I imagine this candidate will take will be African American, which will obviously lead her to maybe New York or Florida. Considering that we have swing states, Florida would be a good one to get ourselves. So I will spend 2 pips in there in the first turn, and then end turn to see what Stacey does. So as I thought, Stacey goes into Labour and Environment, the national group. Obviously, will get her a lot of money in the long run, but in the short term, it gives us a chance to get a little head start in terms of the states. So we're going to continue to go for swing states, and we're going to try and move towards the African American bonus and the Old South bonus on our way to that. Of course, the Old South is a key bonus for us, and African American is a key bonus for Stacey Abrams that we need to be able to block her from getting. This will set us up to get on the next turn swing states, and I will also move into Maryland and Louisiana to set ourselves up for, on the turn after that, the Old South. So Stacey gets Labour in the Environment bonus in this turn, and makes move into women's movement, so she's going for a very heavy national group strategy. So on this turn, we'll move towards swing states, make sure that we get that for the next turn, which will give us an extra $125,000. We can't get the Old South in this turn, so we'll hold off there. I think I'll just low spend a little bit, keep 90,000 in the bank to see what Stacey does and react to that. Looks like she's going to fully get her women's movement bonus in this turn, and then next turn we'll presumably start moving into different states. So on this turn I can make sure I can get the Old South. I will also make a move towards African American with Michigan and Illinois, and manufacturing with moves also into Pennsylvania and Ohio. To make sure that we could, if we're very lucky and don't clash with Stacey, get African American on the next turn, I will go into Alabama as well. But we'll continue to low spend, keep a little bit in the bank, because imagining that now that Stacey has a lot of money ready to spend, she may move to challenges in some states. So we can see she's also going to Illinois, and also going to Michigan, and then New York as well. So clearly she's also going to be going for African American, as you would expect with her bonuses. In that case, I'll spread out across the Old South, so that we can hopefully get African American without Michigan and Illinois. I'm tempted to make a move into Texas so that we can get the manufacturing bonus. Of course, that's a little bit of a more powerful bonus for us. However, I think we can surely expect to move into some of our states from Stacey soon, so I'll continue to save a little bit. There we go, Stacey going to Arizona and District of Columbia, just signalling her intention to go into African American. Very aggressively defending in Illinois, and she does challenges in Mississippi. We can't really afford to lose any of these states that we've gone into. We could try and challenge or overtake Stacey in one of the states she's gone into. However, assuming she doesn't lock Mississippi, then if we do this, we will still be able to get the African American bonus. And also go into Texas, which I will do because I would like the manufacturing bonus. I'll make a little move in New Hampshire just because that's the timing down state, and I can imagine that she might be going for it soon. So the move that would deny us the bonus would be if she does lock Mississippi this turn and force a clash. But it looks like she's going elsewhere, so she hopefully hasn't done, but we'll see. Large spend in Michigan. which means we do get Mississippi and will therefore be able to get the African American bonus, which will be a big boost to us, but more importantly, deny it for her. I'll deny her Pennsylvania as she clearly moves towards high tech with New York and Michigan. And I'll make sure that we do the same in New Hampshire. I'm very tempted to go off for a surprise move in Michigan. In Illinois, she hasn't defended it further, which makes me think she probably won't defend Michigan further. However, I think it's more important to ensure that we get Texas and leave a little bit of this bonus money in the bag, so that if she does, as I expect she will do, go after our states, we've got a way to defend them. So she does look Illinois. And she did defend further in Michigan, so I believe we might have had the money to go and take Michigan, or we might not have. Either way, I'm still happy with our move. Of course, she only needs to flip one of our states to take the African American bonus, but currently she's not moving into any of them, which is good news for us. Allows us to keep pursuing the bonuses we want without any competition there. If I'm not mistaken, we should be able to get the bonus for agriculture's move into Texas. High tech, we would need to move into California. I think it's probably safe to give that to her, but we definitely do need to apply a little bit more pressure on her. And with the amount of money we're stacking up in bonuses, I'm really tempted to go into California the next turn if she doesn't, because having the trio of California, Texas, and Florida would be extremely powerful. So there we go. She just finally started entering some of our states: Alabama, Georgia, Louisiana, Maryland. She locks Michigan. Goes into North Carolina, goes into South Carolina, moves up in Tennessee. We do take Texas. She moves up in Virginia, so a big challenge there for her. We do get agriculture and manufacturing, so we've got a lot of money to defend. I think it certainly makes sense to defend with this absolutely massive amount of swing state money that we have. And let's see where else we can defend. She has gone into a lot of these states. The trouble is we can only go into New York, which we certainly couldn't pull off a move on very quickly, or Delaware, which wouldn't be enough to keep the bonus if we lost any of these states. So we're going to have to defend. We do have at least a fair amount of money to defend. I'm going to defend quite widely across the board and hope that she doesn't choose to mainly spend in one particular state. I'll go up in Maryland and Louisiana since they're more useful states to keep. Go up in Alabama as well. It's a nice cheap state. She might go for lock there rather than one of these more expensive states like South Carolina or Georgia. We just have to hope that's enough. We do have a manufacturing bonus, which we will just save. Again, I'm anticipating more challenges, although possibly not in those states. And the agricultural bonus we should be able to keep, so I'll keep that and save that for the move into California that we can hopefully pull off soon. So let's see what the result is. It looks like she is perhaps going for the wider spread of spending. So far, all defences. Only South Carolina is the other one that she could surpass us in. Here we go. And she moves up, but there's a clash, so that final little extra turn of spending there was very worthwhile, and she's now in a really difficult position, because I believe this time we certainly do have enough money to defend these remaining states. Yeah, we do, and I will absolutely be doing that because we can't afford to allow her to get this bonus, which is so powerful for her. If we want to defend those, which we absolutely do, we still don't have the money to go into California. Not quite. So let's see what else we can do. So we're close to export driven. So I'll move to take Ohio to the third pip using some of that extra swing money. Also make sure that we get into Indiana with the manufacturing money. Keep saving that agriculture for the push into California and save a little bit extra. I can imagine she might move into Florida, considering that will be the final African American state that she could win the bonus with. There we go, she moves into Connecticut. We lock Georgia. Move up in Indiana. She goes into Iowa. And Massachusetts. It looks like she's given up on the Old South, but we'll see here. Yeah, she has. And she doesn't move into Florida either, so that's the African American bonus fairly secure now, I would say. Now is the time to put in 4 pips in California. She could do that herself. At least we will clash if that happens, but hopefully she doesn't. She does look like she's trying to go up in some other states, Massachusetts, Connecticut, and so on. I will look to get into Delaware. We're of course not allowed to go into DC because while it may appear to be in the sea, it's of course actually inland. And I think I'll hold off going into New York for one more turn just so we're not spending any of that free money that we've got lying around. The one unfortunate thing is our Old South money is now pretty useless. We obviously can't spend it in Arkansas, but at least we've got the entirety of the Old South on lock now. Let's see what happens. We both pip up in California. And she may now have the monetary advantage there. We'll have to wait and see. But she's going to a lot of these empty states now. And she does get town and gown. So with her town and gown bonus, that means that she's not actually got 400k of money that she can spend in California. So we will be able to go ahead of her there. And that would take us just over the 270 mark. But it's important that we keep up the challenge. I think I'll spend that money there in Delaware. Try and secure a cheeky 3 electoral votes. With the manufacturing bonus and the swing bonus just accumulating, that does mean we've got a nice cushion of money that we can spend if she does want to launch a challenge in Florida or in Texas. So we're looking fairly secure now, especially with the move in California looking like it should come off if I've calculated correctly. So there we go, we do get it uncontested in California. And we do clash in Delaware. Which is good because that's using up her free money, I think. I don't think she's getting that money from a bonus, whereas we are able to spend our bonus money there. She is starting to move into some of our states, but we have got bonuses that we should be able to spend there to defend. First things first, let's make sure we move up in California, get that to the 3rd pip. She has possibly got the money to go up to the 3rd pip herself, but we can't go beyond that and she can't go beyond it. So worst case scenario, we clash. With the African American money, again, not a lot we can do with this other than continue to go in Delaware. She's still not got the tech bonus, so if she wants to clash with us there, that's 70,000 of her own money, which I'm quite happy for her to spend. She has made a clash in Delaware. She obviously wants that tech bonus. Well, I will be quite happy to spend the swing state bonus there. And in fact, I will just leave a little bit of the swing bonus out so we can defend in New Hampshire, and then the rest we can spend with manufacturing money there in Pennsylvania. I would like to keep as much bonus money around as possible so that if we do clash in California, we're still able to take that because that is absolutely key to our plans. So yeah, we could start to move into some of these other states, but we don't need them necessarily. We only need 270, and I'd rather take the most risk-free approach to getting to that number. So she doesn't move in California, but she does spend a lot of money. She does defend in Delaware using her own money, which I'm more than happy to see her do. She does move up in Iowa, in Maine. She does go for that clash in New Hampshire, which again we defend with swing state money. I'm not concerned there. Oh, and that's brutal. We lock Pennsylvania after she went to the 9th pip. That is a lot of money she must have spent, and we get a lot of bonuses there. We get oil and gas. We get Latino. We get high tech. We get export driven. So we really massively have the monetary advantage now. You can see 1.6 million to 400,000. Let's make sure we protect New Hampshire. I won't actually spend my tech money there. I'll see if I can spend my tech money elsewhere. In Connecticut, in Massachusetts, and in Washington. Okay, I'll then use the rest in New Hampshire. We can continue to go after Delaware using that African American money. The Latino bonus we can use in New Jersey. Export we can go to Oregon. Oil and gas we can spend in Alaska. Agriculture we can spend in Hawaii. And that leaves Rhode Island, which I'm quite happy to end now. We've got a lot of money sitting around. And that is, I believe, every coastal state other than New York, which I will enter just to apply a little bit of pressure. I'm not that worried about losing our own states now we've got this massive financial advantage. And that's us then pressuring in every single coastal state, except for Minnesota, which I'll enter there, and the ones that have already been locked by Stacey Abrams. There we go, it's a zero spend by Stacey Abrams. She might be preparing for a challenge, or she might have left the game. I think it's fair to say that we certainly are highly favoured to win at this point. But we'll see which one it is. And there we go, Stacey Abrams has forfeited. I think it's fairly clear when the Pennsylvania move failed to come off for her, and we were able to get California and 9 other bonuses that we would win. And the final result doesn't quite reflect the actual election. We get 415 to Stacey Abrams 0. Interestingly, we were able to enter every single coastal state, so that 415 electors that it says we has is the maximum possible. So overall, I think it was a good game. Stacey did pose a good challenge, but unfortunately a few key moves for her didn't quite happen, and we were able to get the upper hand that saw us through to win. If you've enjoyed the video, feel free to like, subscribe, and drop any ideas you have for future challenges down in the comment section. If you'd like to try out TwoSeventy, it is available to download for free from Google Play, the App Store, and Steam. Links are in the description.